Morning to all. Once again, I welcome you all in my channel with the new subject that is the water resources. It's very important resources like all other resources, and it's considered a basic resource. It's often said water is a life. No, water is the origin of life also, existence of the life also, maintenance for the life also. It's always important and very important resources and the base of all other resources. Or its importance cannot be overruled. Since it is very important for the survival of life, and it is often said, three-fourths of the earth is covered with water. Earth is called watery planet because of the presence of water on it. But the problem is this: earth is called watery planet, but there is always shortage of water. It's a controversy. Because the fresh water, which we often use as a resource, that's only 3% of the total water of the earth. 97% water is the ocean water. Only 3% is a fresh water. And out of these 3%, again 1% is considered as a source of a groundwater. Groundwater is the only fresh water which we are using as a resource. But now the question arises, what do you mean by groundwater? Yeah, fresh water. Fresh water is a water which is called, often said, fresh water, the water which is available on the surface of the land, on the surface of the earth, means in the form of rivers, in the forms of ponds, in the form of lakes, and in the underground water also. This is called fresh water, surface water. And this is only 1%. That is we have to use for our resources purpose. It is controversy. Earth is called water planety, but there is always scarcity of water because the fresh water is only 1%. And that is also unequal. And that can be put only and use 3% water. We can use 97% water on the earth, which is that is the water for the sake of water. For example, ocean water, we can't use it for any resource. It cannot be used for domestic purpose, industrial purpose, or irrigation purpose, or any other purpose. The 3% fresh water, that is our real resource and the basic resource for all other resources. But one thing is there. That is fresh water, mainly obtained surface runoff like river, ponds and lakes and groundwater. And one more specialty of this water, it is continuously being renewed also, recharged also, and the water is become a renewable resource. It is never going to be finished. It is never going to be exhausted. And it's abundant also. But still, we face the problem, shortage. Now we have to tell this fresh water, the only source, that is the rainwater. precipitation, which makes all this fresh water, which we are using. But the problem is this: the countries are suffering with the shortage of water. Why it is so? Because though the water is renewable also, rechargeable also, everything abundant also, then why there is shortage? Why we are going to face the shortage? It's often said, the shortage, the scarcity of the water. I used to say, the next world war, whenever it will be not for any power. It's not for only land. It's only because of water. The symptoms are very much clear nowadays. There is the bone of contention between countries, between states, and on the world level also. Because in the next 25 years, nearly 2 billion people are going to face water scarcity. And this shortage is going to change the world order also. And world ecosystem also, growth also. One more thing, scarcity will be everywhere. Even the areas which have high rainfall, even the areas which is having low rainfall, not only in deserts, even on the mountains, not on the land, even under the land also. Though there is a similarity between body and the earth, our body consists of 75% water, and the earth also. Water is everywhere. It is often said in lithosphere also, hydrosphere also, biosphere also, atmosphere also. There is a complete balance of waters. This balance is being disturbed. This shortage will be limited to not only deserts. I uttered, it is going to become universal. Why it is so? Now the problem is this: the resource which is highly renewable, never going to exhaust. But why it is going to face the problem of that scarcity of the water? The answer is very simple. Very simple. And we are facing also. Now listen. Abundance. Water is abundance. Renewable. But fresh water which we use is only 3%. And out of it, we are able to utilize only 1/3 of 3%. Or now see the part of hydrological cycle. Only 1/3 of that is the part of hydrological cycle. Means the water is part of hydrological cycle. From hydrosphere to hydrosphere, hydrosphere to atmosphere, atmosphere to again to lithosphere. This is moving. The circle is there. But that is only 1% which we are getting. Now, one thing more. This fresh water which can be used for all our resources, this fresh water we cannot increase it without any method. There is no method available. But we can at least to maintain it and conserve it. But why the scarcity is coming over? The problem is this. The answer again, now availability of water resource. Whenever I talk about the water resource, means freshwater resources, groundwater resources. Groundwater also becomes the part of the freshwater resources. And these resources which are being used for domestic, irrigation, industrial, and all other purposes, main purposes. We can't use ocean water for these all purposes. That's often said. Ocean water is a water for the fill in the blanks. Water for the sake of water, but not used as a water, as a resource. Anyhow, availability of water resource varies from space and time. When I call it availability of water, varies from space and time. Space stand for resource is varies from space and time. Sometime water available is more, sometime it is less. It varies from time to time, from season to season, and varies from space, from place to place also. Why it is so? Because it depends upon annual and seasonal precipitation. The source of water is only precipitation. Precipitation stands for rainfall, snowfall, hailing, whatever it is. And it varies. It varies from time to time and from place to place. Time to time, from place to place, because the annual variation is also there, seasonal variation is also there. Annual variation means sometimes some years have high rainfall, some years have low rainfall. There is a variation. When we ask the meaning of the annual variation, means the maximum and the minimum rainfall in the year. Difference between both. Sometimes variation is very high, sometimes variation is low. And seasonal variation, distribution is not equal. Seasonal variation means also, it disturbs our rainfall system. Seasonal variation, some seasons high rainfall and low. And variation, highest rainfall of the season and lowest rainfall of the season. This variation is also there. Distribution is not equal. This variation causes sometime scarcity of fresh water resources. This is the one cause. Second cause, it is often said, over exploitation. This is the main cause. Excessive use of groundwater. I often told groundwater, having 4 types of groundwater, means the water in the rivers, water in the lakes, water in the ponds, and underground water also. This is called groundwater, or these water resources are being overexploited. Means charging of water, recharging of water is low, but using of utilization of the water is high. That's being disturbed our water resources. That is being disturbed our freshwater resources. Fresh water stands for the usable water. Often said, fresh water, the direct resources, directly we obtained from the precipitation. Or it is going to be stored in the groundwater also. Whatever we are getting from the precipitation, that is a groundwater. That is a fresh water. That is a water resource. Now the scarcity is becoming more and more acute also. When I say more acute, because scarcity is increasing, demand of growing population, more pressure on the water resources. And growing population required large water demand for the domestic and growing more food and irrigation, increasing irrigation land, our industrial revolution, and use of water for industries, whatever the purpose. Even now the water is being used for the power resources, hydel power also. The value of water increased, use of water has increased, but our balance of water is being disturbed. Hydrological cycle, which is a natural cycle. The charging is there, recharging is there, everything is there, water formation is there, but exploitation is more. Even increasing number of industries, telling more pressure on our existing water resources. But even not only this, these industries and growing population, growing urban areas, not only over exploiting water resources, our underground water resources facing the more pressure on industrial plants. The water, the remaining water, the fresh water, which is remained, but it has become polluted. When I say polluted water means the quantity and the quality of water is becoming lower, beyond any use. It's causing double loss to us. It's often said, sometimes there is water, enough water on the land, but we can't use it. The only thing in flood water, and the water is water everywhere. We often said, water everywhere, but not a use to, not a drop to drink. The remaining water is so polluted. Dead lakes, the quality of water becoming low. This is going to create water shortage, water scarcity. And I have already told, next 25 years, nearly 2 billion people going to suffer with the water scarcity. Famines, droughts, whatever. The famines and the droughts, which are common in the desert. But next in coming generation, we are going to face even in those famines and deserts are moving ahead, I have already told, because of the scarcity of water. Now this is also, we will feel the famines even in the European countries, even in the advanced countries, that the water scarcity, the time has come. We have to manage and conserve our water resources. I have to tell in the next episode. Thank you.